Today, we are going to talk about our 10 favorite RVing gadgets.
Awesome. A Wi-Fi Ranger for us is a must-have. When we get into RV parks like this, we found that some of the best spots are along the perimeter of the park, but that also means you're probably pretty far away from their Wi-Fi tower, and a lot of times you may not get signal, or if you do, it's going to be very faint. So the first part of this solution is the Wi-Fi Ranger. That's what we've got up on the window. All we have to do when we arrive is try to figure out where that Wi-Fi tower is, put this up on the window, and then connect it to, this is a Wi-Fi repeater. So it takes the signal from the Ranger and it broadcasts it throughout our RV. So that means we can connect our laptop, our phones, tablets, all the devices we have that are on a Wi-Fi signal, connect to this, and then this picks up the signal from the park. The one we have is by Alpha Network. We got it from Techno RV, who has some excellent customer service, and the instructions on these are awesome. They send you their own instructions, and it's really easy to follow and set up. I am going to do a longer review on these two products sometime in the future, so stay tuned for that.
These next two items might not be considered gadgets in the traditional sense, but they are must-haves for us. The first thing is the All Stays Camp and RV app. We love this app because when you pull up the app, it will show your exact location and all the campgrounds, gas stations, RV services around your area. And it even includes low-hanging bridges and other information that's really helpful to RVers and campers as well. It's something that we reference almost every time we move, and it's come in so handy. And not only that, it saved us a lot of money because you can also find free places to camp, but also free places to dump. We did write an extensive review about this app, which you can find linked in the description below. The next app that we absolutely love is Gas Buddy. Now, Gas Buddy helps us save money on gas. Again, when you pull it up, you can tap to find the nearest gas stations in the area, and it will show you almost real-time gas prices reported by users. Now, we're currently in Door County, but we're headed to Green Bay next, and we can decide if we want to get gas now or get gas when we get to Green Bay, depending on the gas price. And they have all gas stations listed, from Costco's to Sam's Club to your traditional Shell and Chevron stations. So based on the app, I can tell that the gas at Costco in Green Bay is $2.25, which is so much cheaper than the $2.45 at Marathon down the street. So if you don't have the Gas Buddy app, which is free, you've got to download it.
This is the Garmin 760 LMT. It is an RV specific GPS, and we found it invaluable when trying to drive our RV through places we just don't know. The cool thing about this is it allows us to input all the parameters of our RV. So the height, the width, the weight, the length. And what this does is it helps reroute us around obstacles or things that are going to be difficult or impossible for us to drive through an RV, such as a low bridge. There are a lot of weight restrictions that we have to be worried about. If we're driving through the mountains, this will alert us as to a steep grade ahead. It'll tell us what that grade is. It'll also warn us about windy roads and different obstacles that we're coming up against. And in a car, that usually isn't a concern, but in an RV, it is great information to have. We wrote an extensive review that highlight a lot of the features and some of the things we don't like about this GPS, and you can find the link in the description below.
With the amount of rain that we've seen since we started traveling full time, we are so glad to have a cover for our vent. We have two fantastic vents in the RV, and we purchased a fantastic specific vent cover for the one in the kitchen. And on days like this, when it's raining outside, we can leave the vent open and run the fan without worrying about the rain getting in or triggering our rain sensor. And another benefit we realized is you don't hear the rain as much, but also you get a little extra protection from the sun with the vent cover. Now, some of you might not consider this a gadget, but it is something we absolutely cannot live without in the RV. And in the shower, one of our favorite gadgets is this on and off valve for the shower. This allows us to turn the water on, get it to the temperature that we want, put the valve to the off switch, lather up, turn it back on, we can rinse off, but not only that, we get to adjust how much water comes out of the shower head. And this is great for us because we do quite a bit of boondocking, and 1-minute showers are not unheard of, and having this valve lets us save a tremendous amount of water.
Now the biggest gadget that we have and we love is our Roadmaster spare tire carrier. We haven't blown a tire yet, but if we ever do, we don't want to be caught without one of these. Sure, there are a lot of roadside companies that can come out and change a tire for you, but that doesn't mean they're going to have the tire you need, and you might be stuck waiting a day or two to get the tire, or have to pay 2 to 3 times what the tire is actually worth. Anywhere we go, we love to have a spare tire, either on our motorhome or our Jeep, so for us, this is a must-have. The best part about it is, it's really easy to take off. There is a lock. You can drop the wheel to either side, unbolt it, and roll it right over. I did an extensive review on this tire carrier. We'll link to that also in the description below. Another gadget outside that I really love is the Terra gate valve. What this does, it's an additional valve at the end of our sewer and gray tank pipes. And what I found in the past was, before we got this, if we were driving for any length of time, you might get some water that leaks into the pipe, and when you take the cover off, that'll ends up on your hands, your arms, and the bay, has to be washed out. This gate valve allows you to hook up your sewer hose, open the valve, and any drippings that are left in there just go straight into the hose. It makes for a very clean situation, and I love it. Now we'll link to the specific gate valve in the description below, but we also have an Amazon store on our website that we'll link to too.
One of my favorite outdoor gadgets are these Motorcoach Haas pads that we have. And they come in all different sizes. They're made from recycled rubber, and they're great for putting under your jack, but also for leveling. Instead of putting your jacks on directly on the dirt or gravel, you can just put one of these down. And if we happen to be parked on a very uneven spot, before I put our plastic leveling blocks down, I'll put one of these underneath to protect the block from breaking. We've had 2 sets of leveling blocks go bad on us because we put it directly on gravel, and the weight of the coach would split it and break it. So now that we have the Haas pads, it protects those leveling blocks from breaking. Right now we happen to be in a pretty muddy site because of the rain, and since we have these under our jacks aren't sinking into the mud because they're sitting on top of the Haas pad.
First thing we do when we get to a campsite or any place where there's electrical hookup, we plug in our Progressive Industries EMS. This is rated for 30 amps, which is what our coach is. They also have 50 amp units. What this does is it protects us from power surges, but more importantly, power drops. So we've been a few places where everyone goes and turns on their electricity at the same time. Let's say it's hot and everyone gets home, turns on their AC. A lot of times the voltage in the park will drop to unsafe levels, and what ends up happening is this will cut you from that power. Now, low voltage will damage a lot of sensitive electronics and other things in your RV, especially the AC unit. So this helps protect you from that, among numerous other things. But for us, it is a must-have. We never plug into electricity without putting this between us and the electrical source. We also have a post on this where we discuss many more points and more details about it. And again, we'll link to that in the description below.
We hope you enjoyed our top 10 favorite RVing gadgets. We'd love to hear about what some of your favorite gadgets are for RVing. Leave us a comment below.
Hot mess take 25.
Okay. When you have an RV shower, you need an on-off valve. When you have an RV shower, an on-off valve is essential. We can turn the
Hold on, let me just start it over.